Yo, I'm finally back. I've been gone for a minute. Life has been whooping my ass, but thank God I am back. I had to get back to things because something has been on my mind for a minute. First of all, for some of y'all that don't know, y'all know I love music and I love movies a lot, but I also love anime. And for a minute, my brother has been getting me to watch this anime called Hunter x Hunter. And I finally gave it a shot. I've only watched the first season and I just started watching the second season. And there is a problem I spot about this anime. I mean, I understand it's not like a big deal, but it kind of nags me a little bit. But let me just get right into it. Why is it that little kids are whooping the ass of grown men in this anime? No, I mean, that is nothing specific to Hunter x Hunter, right? But like, goddamn, it's crazy. I just started watching season 2, like the first, like I think I'm in the first episode or so. Oh my god, it's OD, bro. Like it is crazy. And don't get me wrong, like the anime so far, the Hunter x Hunter, I mean, it's kind of good, and I'm hoping it gets better. But goddamn, first of all, why they was putting kids in a life and death situation in this animes? I see. Don't get me wrong. I understand it's a shonen, right? So for some of y'all that don't know what a shonen is, you can look it up. Shonen is basically most of the popular animes that right? It's designed for teenage boys, right? So it has this type of fantasy feel to it that makes the main protagonist like a teenage boy or a young boy in general, right? They're always getting stronger as the anime goes, and they're overcoming their weaknesses and stuff like that. So don't get me wrong, and I love it. It's great, I do. But god damn it, Hunter x Hunter. Why is it like, I don't even know if the main character is about like maybe 11 years old or 12, I don't know. But him and his, I guess his best friend, Killua. Oh my, Killua's the worst. I don't know if y'all remember the first season because I just got done watching the first season, right? There's a scene. It's part of the Hunter's exam, right? They were like in a jail or something like that. They had to fight prisoners and stuff like that, or at least battle prisoners over smart them or something like that. But Jesus Christ, man. Killua scene in that particular episode, oh my god, no, it is hilarious because, first of all, as I said, why do they keep, in this anime, right, why do they keep putting kids in a life and death situation? This is not unpopular in animes, but it's just, to me, sometimes it's just overly done, right? So the Hunter x Hunter, right? Killua and Goon, I think that's the name of the main character, Gon or something like that, But they had to get past a set of prisoners. Killua's fight, basically, he's fighting a grown muscular prisoner. This man, according to the storyline, is a mass murderer. This man has killed people, right? And guess what? He gets into a fight with a kid. First of all, like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, why does a kid have to fight a grown mass murderer? And don't get me wrong, yes, I understand that Killua is an assassin, right? He comes from a family of an assassin, which is already crazy. This Killua looks nothing older than 12 years old, and he's already a prodigy assassin. But it gets worse. He fights this prisoner, this mass murderer. Bro, that fight was like maybe 1 second. Killua literally, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, I'm sorry, just bear with me, it's what it is. This Killua kid killed this prisoner with one hit. Like, I didn't even see what happened. I just know Killua was grabbing this mass murderer's heart. Yes, his heart. That's how Killua killed him. I'm like, what? Wait, how you a grown man? You're a mass murderer that's killed a lot of grown men, and you get killed by a kid, one hit. Oh my god, man. I mean, this animes, bro. But it gets worse because I just started watching season 2. Actually, one of my favorite episodes so far, right? And y'all may think I'm a sick bastard for this, but no, seriously, it's just, I was watching the first season, right? I think it got to the episode where final test of the Hunter's exam or something like that. They had to fight each other. So Gon is fighting some bald-headed monk dude, right? I think he's a shinobi or something like that. Some bald-headed dude, right? Dude looked tall, strong, or whatever, right? I loved how that dude was beating the crap out of Gon, like the main character. I like Gon, the main character, right? But he annoys me. He's too goddamn stubborn for no reason. Like the character, I hope he gets better because That's the main thing that annoys me about the anime. The main character, I understand being stubborn is part of like the regular protagonist in most of this anime. Like Naruto was stubborn to a level. It's kind of like, oh, not bending. No matter how the situation is, you cannot break your will. You gotta keep going. I understand it. It's very motivating and whatever, right? Very inspiring and stuff. But it doesn't mean that you have to be stupid and still be stubborn. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference if you have a plan and maybe you're the underdog, but you have a plan and it's not like you're just giving up easily, right? The thing with Gon is he'll get into this fights with no plan and just think he'll have his will just help him win. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I noticed. So that episode, I liked it because the bald-headed dude was teaching him a reason, like, teaching him a lesson, like was whooping his ass, was like, you better surrender. And this Gon kid did not want to surrender. He was getting his ass beat, but he didn't want to surrender. I was like, okay, I get it, but like, do you have a plan? Gon, like this bald-headed dude can kill you. No! Gon did not still surrender, bro. I mean, the bald-headed dude broke his hand, was about to like kill him or whatever, but he was so stubborn that the bald-headed dude just felt bad. I was like, what do I look like killing the kid? So the bald-headed dude ended up surrendering. I'm not gonna lie, man. If I was a bald-headed dude, I'd have whooped his ass more. Like, I would keep whooping his ass, whooping his ass, fuck him up so bad. No, seriously, because like, damn, the kid is just too goddamn stubborn. You gotta learn, like, learn your lesson. You get what I'm saying? Whatever. Now we move on to the next season. I just started watching the next season, right? And I think they're in the, is it what they call it? Heaven arc something? Heaven arena arc or whatever. Don't get me started with that. Both Gon and Killua, the way they're just beating grown men, bro, I mean, I'm talking about one hit. They are knocking out grown men with just one hit. It's over. I'm like, damn. I mean, come on, bro. Like, what's going on? I don't care if Gon was pushing the gate in Killua's parents' home or whatever it is that made him stronger. I do not give a damn. That is one hit. See, I'm just keeping a buck with y'all. Maybe I'm feeling salty because I'm a grown man, but if I was in that universe, I am not losing to a 12-year-old kid. I am not. I don't care what kind of powers they got. I am not losing to a 12-year-old kid. I mean, what the heck? Bro, just one hit. Bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, what? Killua and Gon. I mean, how overpowered are they? And I hope it gets better. Like, they just not gonna be one hit in grown men. I think it's gonna get worse because they're getting stronger. Like, the episode I'm watching, yes! What's crazy? There's even a younger kid. Wait, I'm not making this up. People that have watched Hunter x Hunter will tell you this. Like, as I said, spoilers alert. I think the episode I just saw, right, there is a new kid that becomes your friend. He's even younger. He looks younger than Gon and Killua. And he's knocking out grown men. Like, I'm talking about they like 10 times his size. He's knocking them out easy too. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Just imagine you being a grown man. You've gone through all this training. You work out, you're big. You get what I'm saying? Everything, right? You go into this fight and they have you fighting a little kid that I'm not even sure is up to 10 years old. And guess what? This 10-year-old kid gives you one hit and you're knocked out. How are you supposed to feel? Seriously, that's the thing with Hunter x Hunter. And I understand this is not just specific to Hunter x Hunter. Like Naruto, for an example, right? OG Naruto, not Shippuden, right? When they were like kids, right? I think there were probably fights or whatever when they were beating like grown men or maybe late teens or whatever, right? But at least Naruto, normally when that happens, right, which is rare, they had like, their mentor Kakashi. So, like Zabuza fight and whatever, right? Kakashi, intervened in that type of thing, right? So you have like a grown character that's kind of protecting the younger characters a lot of times, right? I know you see it in different animes, like little kids just, whooping the shit out of grown men, like with ease. Demon Slayer, for an example, that's different. Like Demon Slayer, they mostly fight demons. Like the kids mostly fight demons. And as I said, what's up with they putting little kids in life and death situation, right? I can understand Demon Slayer because it's not like the young teenage boys are just trying to start getting into fights and put their self in a life and death situation. It's more of like there's these demons that come after their families and they have to protect themselves and their families, right? That makes more sense. Naruto, not really, because when they're kids, they're already taking them to this shinobi world thing. They're already doing life and death situations with the exams they take to be a shinobi. I'm talking about these kids are like, I don't know, like 10 years old, 11 years old. They're already playing with kunais, and you know, I'm talking about they're supposed to kill each other. Bro, before you get to 10 years old, you're already supposed to participate in a life and death situation, going on missions and stuff. It's crazy. This is the reason why, in a way, I'm kind of liking like some of those animes where the protagonists, like the main characters, are a little bit older, right? So for an example, I like JJK because the main character, you know, he's like a late teens type character, right? So it makes sense. It's like, I see it as like athletes, like, you know, when you get to like 16, 17, you're expected to get into your peak athleticism. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, that will still happen more in your 20s, but at least you're making way to get there, right? That makes perfect sense. Not the kid be as young as the Hunter x Hunter kids, right? They're like 10, like 11 or whatever it is, and they are in life and death situations, whooping grown men, like knocking out grown men with one hit. It's wild. But aside from that, the way I rank Hunter x Hunter so far, it's good so far, basically. I know it'll get better. Here's some characters that I question, like the motive behind those characters, right? Like the design and why the writers made them the way they are. One of those characters is the clown dude. Like I can have a whole video about that guy because I'm not exactly sure what it is. He does a lot of sus things, licking his lips whenever he's bro, it sounds wild, but anybody that has watched this show would tell you what I'm saying is facts. Clown dude, Hisoka, something like that. Hisoka, something like that, right? Dresses like a clown, literally, right? And he does some like borderline Diddy sus type of thing, right? And every time he sees Gon, and you know, maybe Gon does something that's kind of like, you know, I guess impressive, this dude starts licking his lips, and it's like, I swear, bro, no. You see what I'm saying? Putting kids in those type of situations. I'm watching. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, I'm like, I guess he's doing it because he thinks Gon is strong, has a lot of potential. But he looked like probably late teens at least or something. But like when Gon does something, you know, he's like licking his lips and looks like he's fantasizing about Gon or something. No, but it's wild though. But aside from that, it's just, so far it's been good. I'm still trying to understand it better, you know, the whole point of the hunter, or like what it means to be a hunter in that universe. I would definitely continue to watch it, and I'll make more videos of this, giving my review, my criticism about it. But for most part, it's not bad. But yeah, I'll catch up with y'all later. Make sure y'all subscribe, and I'll be doing more content like this of y'all. And, you know, even other content, you know, back to doing music, reactions, and stuff like that. So, see you guys later.